What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on ESPN's NFL Live, they're going to be talking about how LA Chargers safety Derwin James Jr. becomes the highest paid safety in the NFL. He just signs a 4-year, $76 million contract. So let's see what they have to say about that.
And I think the door has been opened in the future to this type of behavior where next summer, when there are more players seeking more new contract extensions, we'll see more new hold-ins because they're going to look back to Derwin James and the other deals that got done this summer as a way of getting things done.
Well, Shefty.
So this is a nice extension for the Chargers for Derwin James Jr. Get that 4-year, $76 million extension that really locks down the Chargers defense for the next up and coming years. So this is a nice extension.
One more notable hold-in right now is, of course, Roquan Smith of the Chicago Bears. Key, you know a thing or two about contract negotiations during your playing career. But let's dive deeper into what this means on the field for the Chargers with Derwin James back in the fold for at least the next 5 seasons. They're the most difficult team to pass against right now in the NFL.
So I think they are maybe not the most difficult team, but I think they're definitely a team to compete with, especially in the AFC West. I mean, the Chargers defense has definitely been locked down, especially after worry about going against those Las Vegas Raiders with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller, and have to go against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Juju Smith. So the Chargers have definitely extended their capabilities for the next couple years with the extension of Derwin James Jr.
I think that could be the case. But you also got to think, okay, so when you talk about Jackson coming over from the New England Patriots, and you got Samuel, you got edge rushers and Khalil Mack and Bosa, Joseph Day coming over from the Rams in the middle plugging, Megan Fox, Morgan.
Megan Fox playing in the NFL now?
Why? Why would he do that? Anyways, so look at this Chargers defense. Those boys are stacked. Joe Bosa, he's an absolute baller. So he had 10.5 sacks last year. That's 13th overall. And he had 7 forced fumbles. That's 2nd overall. Khalil Mack is an absolute animal too. So I don't know if you guys remember, but go back and look at what Khalil Mack did his first game when he played with the Chicago Bears. He had a pick 6 and 2 sacks and a fumble recovery. He absolutely balled out. So I expect big things from Khalil Mack. Derwin James Jr., he absolutely deserves the contract he just signed. So last year he had 118 tackles, it's career high. He had 75 solos, that's 21st overall. He had 3 forced fumbles, that's 13th overall. He had 2 interceptions, 5 pass deflections, and 2 sacks. So Derwin James Jr. definitely, the extension that he got definitely a great thing for the Chargers, and really, I'm looking at the AFC West where we'll really be able to hold it down. And J.C. Jackson, he had 58 tackles last year, 1 forced fumble. He had 8 picks, that's 2nd overall, and he had 23 pass deflections, that's 1st overall. So this Chargers defense is definitely looking strong. This extension for Derwin James Jr. is an excellent thing. So yeah.
Not Megan Fox, Morgan Fox securing some of that defensive line. So when you say that, okay, you got to look at the receivers within the division. There's slot guys, there's outside guys. So you need at least 3 to 4 cover down guys in the secondary, and Derwin James certainly stays on the football field as a safety. You don't have to take him out. I know, right, Sam? You don't have to take him out on 3rd downs. You can leave him in. The bigger question for me is who's going to play the dime and the nickel spot for them at the DB when they go dime and nickel. Who's that guy going to be when you see Renfro with the Raiders, or they slide Adams inside, or when you look at what is going on at the Denver Broncos or even the Kansas City Chiefs within the division? You've got to have, like I said, 3 to 4 DBs that's solid, not linebackers, not safeties, on dime and nickel. And if they do that, then they're going to be hard to go up against in the secondary as well as on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, so again, maybe I stopped a little bit too soon, but again, I'm very happy for the Chargers defense. This is a good extension for them for the future. So we have him locked down for the next 4 years, so he'll be able to compete against the Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's. Again, the Las Vegas Raiders cannot be stepped on. They have one of the strongest offenses in the AFC West. I'm telling you, Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, and Derek Carr, there's some animals right there. And again, Patrick Mahomes can't be stepped on. Travis Kelce, Juju Smith, Russell Wilson. He's a beast that you cannot. He's still very dangerous. So I think the Chargers. This is a good extension for the Chargers for the future.
Megan Fox for the 1,000th time. Morgan
Hey, you know
Fox.
what? Hey, I knew the Chargers defense looked good. I didn't know it looked that good.
It's gonna.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I was going to say, if you're looking for more DBs, I heard Machine Gun Kelly is available between tour dates. So we have all these players signed up right now. All these guys have received the big old bag from the Los Angeles Chargers. Next year is the year in which Justin Herbert's eligible for a deal, and that could change things cap-wise and the ability to retain players going forward. Does that mean that this team is under pressure to win right away?
So I would say yes and no to that question. You definitely want to take advantage of the tools and the talent that you have right now. So yes, you do want to win now because, like I said, they're stacked on defense and offense. You know, we have a possible Hall of Fame quarterback. You know, and with Keenan Allen and all these guys. You know, definitely you want to try and win right now. But again, you don't want to put too much pressure on them because this is going to be a long-term, hopefully dynastic team. But you do want to take advantage of things right now.
No, they're not under pressure to win right away. Part of the reason is because Justin Herbert's 24 years old, right? Like, he's still one of the youngest quarterbacks in the NFL. He's 24. Even their head coach, Brandon Staley, is only 39, going into his second year. And so there's still some time for this team to understand how to win. I think that's what Brandon Staley is trying to bring in. Let's learn how to win. I get it. We split our games against the Chiefs last year, lost in overtime. I get it. We had that game at the end of the season that we could have won, but we lost to the Raiders. Let's find ways to win. Derwin James does that. All the people you talked about, J.C. Jackson, we didn't mention Kyle Vanoy, who won Super Bowls with the Patriots. He's on that team as well, shoring up the middle, knows how to win. And so I don't think you can say they have to win right now, but I think they're building this window over the next four to 6 or so years, a young superstar quarterback, young players on the outside, and I think they'll be able to have a very big championship window.
You know,
He's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong.
you know what, Sam? They have to win right now. And they have to win because of Brandon
Keyshawn Johnson's not wrong either. He's definitely not wrong either.
Staley. There's a guy that's hovering out there in the universe named Sean Payton. Okay, that's a job that can become available. And the only reason why I say this is because, and I won't give the name away, but somebody, you know, I live in LA, and somebody who is high up in the Chargers office says to me, we've got to win. We spend a lot of money on players. We're here to compete. We don't have time to waste some of these guys' years. We got to win right now, period. They spent a lot of money. I'm just telling you, be careful when you say that they don't have to win. They're not spending the type of money on the defensive side of the ball 3 years from now. No way.
Yeah, so I agree with Keyshawn Johnson. Like I said, he's not wrong. You definitely want to take advantage of the talent that you have right now. But again, you have to find that perfect balance to push them hard enough to, you know, we want to win now, but not too hard to let them know that, you know, this is going to be a long-term deal. So if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, that doesn't mean, you know, we're trash. You know, this is a long-term deal that we can win at this point in time. So I think this is a very good extension for the Chargers. This locks them down for the future. And now they just got to go out there and take care of business on the field.
Was it Megan Fox? Was it Megan Fox, Key, who said it?
Stop.